full-fledged economic developers. He's also been a presenter at the basic economic development course. He wrote me in way back in 2009 to do the same on one of the modules. And he shares his extensive knowledge about external business marketing. He served as the marketing committee chair for this organization since 2001. He has vastly expanded our lead generation in partnership with marketing activities with the guy he's sitting near. In his capacity as marketing committee chair, this person has also presided over our annual marketing, literature, and promotion awards program. So now if you don't know who it is, you're not paying attention. For his day job, our first 2016 Economic Developer of the Year winner is part of an economic development team that's administered more than $70 million in grants to local regional EDOs since 2003. It's one pretty incredible number by an incredible organization. He has been instrumental in developing and implementing his organization's manufacturing productivity program, which provides manufacturing grants for lean manufacturing programs and growth-oriented projects. They utilize excess manufacturing capacity, which is administered in collaboration with the New York State Regional Technology Development Center. He's an essential part of the economic development landscape in the North Country, where he's been responsible for more than 25 manufacturing productivity grants, strategic marketing initiatives in Montgomery, Fulton, and Franklin counties, a portfolio of impactful projects including Main Street revitalization, brownfield redevelopment, extensive work in agribusiness, the list goes on and on. He's always been there for his community he serves. In the aftermath of Hurricane Irene and Tropical Storm Lee, he was instrumental in developing and employing groundbreaking emergency economic development grant programs that heavily focused in flooded portions of Schoharie and Montgomery counties. A year later, he did the same with Superstorm Sandy down in New York City. This guy is a great person, a great economic developer, a great colleague and friend, an avid Syracuse University and New York Giants sports fan. Go Bills. It is my pleasure to introduce our first 2016 Economic Development Year winner, Joe Russo.
You told me about this 3 weeks ago or so. I was just in shock. I couldn't believe it. I thought he was joking actually. I said, Bill, if this is some cruel joke, I'm going to be pretty angry. But it turned out to be true, and he finally got me to believe it after a while. So I was very grateful and honored that I would receive something like this, because I don't do big deals, all right? I was certainly around for some big deals over the years, and I was involved in many of them, but I don't do them anymore. I work in a rural area. I've lived in a city, Syracuse, my whole life, but I've been on more dairy farms in the last 4 or 5 years than I could have ever imagined. And I enjoy it. I'm going to a dairy farm tomorrow after the conference is over to do a final inspection of a renewable energy project and an energy efficiency project that we're completing over in the town of Glen for the Dykeman Fund. And so it's just great to help these farmers. They're the salt of the earth. So I've really enjoyed doing that. I enjoyed working the emergency programs for people that really need the money. Okay, their buildings were devastated on Main Street in Schoharie and Middleburg. Also in the Mohawk Valley during the Mohawk Valley floods, Fort Plain, and worked with a lot of those property owners. So I have to say that the last few years of my career have been very fulfilling. So I never expected to get an award like this. The first person I ever saw win this award was none other than Jim Griffin. It was a long time ago. long time ago, maybe late 80s, Jim? And Jim was in his mid-60s at that time. Young man, a very young man. He could walk, he could play 18 holes of golf.
Shortly after the
Tell a
Otesaga
joke.
opened.
But I'll tell you, he doesn't even look good for a man in his 90s. And he tells a great joke, so God bless him, Jim. When I saw you in that, I said, man, look at that guy. He's so big and full of energy, like Bobby Valentine, only 6'5", And I said, wait, when I grow up, I want to be just like Jim Griffin. And here I am. Unbelievable. So, and I want to thank some other people that have helped me along the way. My longtime colleague, partner, and friend, Jeff Januszewski. We were just saying, it's been 30 years. 30 years we've worked together. That's almost half of my life, and only 1/3 of Jim Griffin's. That's a long time. And we've worked together. We've had lots of arguments, which we actually seem to enjoy, I guess, right? Lots of people have witnessed those arguments. We have fun doing our jobs. And we've worked on a lot of projects together, and when I get the call from Jeff, I always want to deliver. Okay, this is a quality economic developer. I've learned so much from him. The reason I come here to this organization is to learn. I learned from all of you, because I had no expertise in economic development. I was an English major in college. Okay, so I don't know anything about economics. I've learned it over the years from you, and from my customers, and from the people I work with. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful most of all for National Grid. Okay, this company supports economic development. It's been doing so. Its predecessor company, Niagara Mohawk, has been doing that since 1939. Tremendous legacy. Is doing economic development before the state of New York did economic development, and after the railroads. So the utilities have a long legacy. Niagara Mohawk and now National Grid. National Grid didn't have to keep doing this at the level that they were when they bought Niagara Mohawk, but they didn't just keep doing it, they increased it. And our commitment to economic development has grown since 2003. And so I'm very grateful to work for Niagara Mohawk and National Grid. It's a great company. I couldn't be more grateful. I tell my wife this all the time. My wife Holly's here tonight. And we always talk about it. How lucky we are and maybe work for National Grid, so that when I fall off my roof and almost break every bone in my body, I have medical coverage to repair me in the hotel. I have my wife to take care of me through all my terrible accidents. And so I'm very grateful for both National Grid and my wife Holly. I want to thank you. I'm grateful to the National Grid team that I work with, the people that I work with, right here at this table. I'm so happy that Linda Hill could be here tonight, because I worked with her for 20 years, and she retired last year. And it's quite a pleasure to work with you, Linda. I was thinking to myself, when Bill called me, I said, Bill, I don't even qualify for this. I'm not really an economic developer. Locally, to me, the local economic developer, they're doing that work in the trenches. They're the ones that are playing the Game of Thrones and might get the knife to their heart or their head chopped off. And we've seen it happen, right? To our colleagues that aren't here anymore. So they're doing something. So what we do is we support them. We support you, because you're making it happen at that level. The hole for the building gets dug in your community. And we bring the infrastructure to it. So when you said that, I said, gee, how am I getting this? And then I started to think to myself, wait a minute, Linda Hill got it. I'm nominated. What am I, an idiot? Of course, the support group is important, right? It all works together as a team. If you didn't have National Grid and others, and Empire State Development, and a lot of others to help you do these projects, they wouldn't get done. And we can certainly kill your project just as fast as we can. So, and that's why we have to have this relationship, right?
It's not getting any worse, man.
I want to thank the EDC, and most of all, I want to thank Brian McMahon, who's what we found out that he's going to be leaving in June 30th, 2017. So that'll make officially you've been here since you've been an employee since 2001. Was that it? That's when I became marketing committee chair, and I've been doing it ever since, 15 years. And before that, though, you were working with the EDCs as a loan from the Business Council. Many, many years that I've worked directly with Brian, and I think for him, basically. I'm the chairman of the committee, but I do a lot of work, and Brian's the one that calls me up and says, did you do this or did you do that? Okay, so it's kind of like, okay, he reminds me and I do it. There is no committee, it's just me. It's me and Brian. And Brian, he drives the marketing forward, okay? Sometimes I drive the forward, sometimes he has to do, because we all get busy. And so what he and Celine accomplished with this organization, and just the two of them, is astounding. And I've enjoyed working with Brian. I'm going to miss him when he leaves. I hope he doesn't leave permanently, and that and every time something comes up in the future where we need to bring somebody in for help, I'm going to be saying, why don't we get Brian McMahon? Not that I've ever had a voice in anything. I was only on the board once in my career, during 1993 and 94, when I worked as president of Dutchess Economic Development Corporation, when I was a local economic developer. And I was on the board, and I didn't come to one meeting because I was just buried. I was buried in IBM and downsizing and 5 million square feet of space to fill and lots of jobs to create that weren't there, and you just don't have a chance to participate and volunteer. So I know what it's like for local economic developers, and the fact that you all come here and learn from each other and do this is good. And the ones that don't get it are the ones that don't come. All right, and there's a lot of people that think they're so smart they don't have to come to these things. And there's a lot of IDAs that don't come, but they reap the benefits of this organization. And I was getting emails from one of them today. It just made me so angry that I'm here at this thing, and I'm getting emails from them demanding my time, when you can't come to this meeting and try to learn from others. So, you all in this room should be commended for doing what you do and for being here and supporting this organization. And I want to thank you for this so much because I'm so grateful. Thank you to everybody in this room.